I've been thinking about my podcast that I have lately. It has nothing to do with this channel. It's somewhere else, but it's one I've been trying to get off the ground. And I'm 2 episodes in, and I'm getting kind of stuck. And I've been thinking about it not in a big strategic way, like how do I scale it, how do I move this forward, but just a basic like I need to sit down and write a script kind of way. That's how I've been thinking about it. Because I haven't been. At least not consistently. And so today's Monday when I'm recording this, which to me feels kind of dangerous because Monday always feels like it's like New Year's Day. It's a fresh start. It's a clean sheet of paper on a notebook. It's a fresh page on a notebook. And I wake up thinking often like, okay, this is the week. Like I'm going to turn something around right now. I'm going to turn this month around. Because February hasn't really been great. It's not been horrible, just it's been kind of unimpressive. Which almost feels worse because it's not like nothing broke, nothing broke down or anything. I just didn't move. I didn't move forward. And I keep thinking about that, about momentum and how like big and important we make it sound. It feels like this big wave that crashes in and like carries you forward and moves you through things. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's smaller than that. It's just one day. It's one decent day where you get something done. And then you do it again tomorrow, no matter how small it is. That's it. Like it's one day where I sit and I write instead of not doing that. Because that's the real issue. Again, it's that I haven't been writing consistently. I mean, I journal every morning, but I haven't been writing scripts. And it's funny to me how quickly missing a few days, like, oh, I just missed a few days, how that turns into I've fallen so far behind now. But to me, I think like behind what? What am I behind? I have no schedule. I have no sponsors I need to get in. No one's listening. I just started. I have 2 episodes. No one's clamoring for another episode. There is no schedule except for the one that I made up for myself. But that it still feels real. But then I just keep coming back to thinking like, it just takes one day. I don't need to fix the whole month today. I don't need to even finish the episode today. I just need to open the loop. I just need to start. I remember reading something once that like your brain, it hates unfinished things. It wants to close the loops. So even just starting, even writing something bad, that creates this tension that it'll like pull you into the next day. And I really like that idea because then you can start and you don't have to feel inspired. You don't have to have momentum and you don't have to be motivated. You can just start. And also another part, I feel like I've just been waiting for it to be easy too, because this is something I want to do. This is something no one is making me do this. I want to do it for myself. And then I start doing it and it's not easy. And I think, well, do I actually want to do this? I think I will eventually get into a groove and then it will be fun and I'll enjoy doing it. And once I know how to structure the script the way I want to, it'll get written more smoothly. But I've never done this consistently before. So why should it feel smooth immediately? I remember I was reading something else once that said like, all verbs are hard. Whatever the verb is, it's going to be hard at first. And script writing, that's a verb. You know, no one picks up anything and is immediately good at it, unless you're a prodigy. But how many of us are that? How many of us are a Mozart? No, you don't. You don't do it immediately. You're not immediately good at it. You do it badly. And then after time, you do it less badly. And then eventually you hit like, okay, I'm okay at this. And then you just do it, I think, without thinking about it anymore. But you can't skip the bad part yet. You can't skip the doing it bad. And I think I'm kind of trying to. I want these episodes to be good and polished and have this natural flow to them. And sometimes there are parts of it where it happens, but most of the time it's not good. It's clunky. And I think that's fine. I need to be okay with that being fine. Because what's not fine is not doing it. Not doing it doesn't make it easier. Not doing it doesn't make the next episode. It doesn't build the skill. It just keeps you in the same spot. And again, like with this show, I'm not doing it to prove anything to anyone. I'm not doing it for any reason other than to just like let my creativity have a place to go. I'm doing it to have a creative outlet. You know, and that might sound flowery. You know, I want to have a place for my artist, my inner artist to play. But there is something in me that it wants to make things. And if I block it, it just sits there. You know, no one is stopping this from existing. No one. There's no gate I need to go through. There's no approval. There's no committee. I don't have to pitch this to anyone. I can just make it. If it doesn't get made, it's only because I didn't make it. And that can sound kind of negative, but it's also kind of empowering, I think, because that means it's totally and fully in my hands. So like this week, it doesn't have to be this giant heroic week of work. I don't need to write a whole episode in one sitting. I don't need to turn the month around. I just need to write a little bit each day, and then a little bit more the next day, and again and again. And that in itself will turn the month around. Even if it's bad, even if what I'm writing is bad. I mean, especially if it's bad, because again, being bad is part of it. I feel like there's something really freeing about saying out loud, like, I'm allowed to make bad things. I can make a bad podcast script. I allow it to exist. Because I think once you remove the pressure of it being good, the work, it becomes a little bit lighter. Because you can't be bad forever. I mean, maybe you can, but I don't think you can, because your body adapts, your brain adapts. If you do the thing long enough, your brain is going to go like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we do now. And then that's going to make it easier. But it only happens if you show up and do it. So today and this week, I'm just going to do a few small reps. Just, you know, open the document, write a line or two, a paragraph, and close it. And then do it again tomorrow. Because one day of momentum becomes two, and two becomes a week, and a week becomes this whole body of work that I can say is mine. Even if it's not good, it's still my body of work that I created, that would have never been created if I hadn't done it. So I think like I don't need to be brilliant right now. I just need to allow myself to do it and do it poorly. You know, brilliance can come later. Consistency needs to be now. So this week and today, I'm not going to be amazing. I'm just going to not quit. And that seems like enough.